There are too many book series that I'm currently in the middle of right now. Some of them fantasy series, some of them interconnected series with the plot that's going throughout all of the books. Some of them I haven't read in 3 years. I'm looking at You, Shatter Me series. Actually, I think it's been more than 3 years. Some of them I don't plan to finish. I honestly don't think I'm gonna finish Powerless or Reckless, which comes after Powerless by Lauren Roberts. Some of them, the book series isn't even finished yet, and I'm just sitting here twiddling, is that the right word to use? Twiddling my thumbs? Isn't that a phrase? I don't know. Waiting for the last book to come out. And then some of them have been on my shelf for years, and they are begging me to finish them. So let's finish some book series, or at least continue to work through some of the book series that I'm in the middle of. This week we're going to be focusing on finishing up 3 different book series. This one in particular, I haven't read this series since like 2021. I don't remember the characters' names. I'm gonna have to watch like a summary, a Cliff Notes version of Dance of Thieves. At least I remember the title of the first book. I'm thinking February, March, and April is going to be for finishing book series that I'm in the middle of. That's kind of gonna be my focus. This week, I'm gonna be reading Vow of Thieves, finishing up this series. One Less Rainy Day. This one's gonna emotionally destroy me. The Ravenhood series. I remember the name of this one. This one's gonna wreck me. I'm actually really scared for this one. And then we're also going to be finishing up, I think this series is called The Tales of Weeping Hollow? Bone Island. This is a thick one. This is the book that comes after Hollow Heathens, which I read this past year in a vlog, and I absolutely loved it. I wasn't even planning on vlogging when I was reading that book, but it was so fucking good. I had to pull out my camera and talk to you guys about it because I loved it so much. I'm not starting with this one because I'm not in the mood to cry. And I know I'm gonna cry when I read this one. And here's the thing, I'm gonna have to be so vague about details of this book or else I will spoil the entire Ravenhood series, or like a big part in the Ravenhood series, like such a big part. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know why I'm like starting to like freak out a little bit. Something that happens in this series, it's about to make me cry. I'm about to cry. It was so awful. It was so awful. Oh my god, I'm actually tearing up right now. Dominic King. What the f? No, actually, what the f? Dominic King doesn't want or need anything except his freedom. No, I actually, bye. Goodbye. I cannot deal with that kind of energy today. So which one should we start with? Okay, we're gonna start with Bone Island. Hollow Heathens, I think I gave that book 4.5 stars. That book was the perfect book to read to start off the fall season, and that was one of the first like gloomy witchy books that I read. I think I read it maybe in August, which fall for me starts in August. It set up the season right, and I really loved everything about both the plot and the story, which I'll get into in a second, but also the atmosphere that the author set up. Oh, it's just perfect. The town that this book is set in is a town off the coast of Maine that nobody normal and non-witchy can see unless the town reveals itself to you. Fallon, the FMC of the book, is driving to go take care of, it's been so long since I read the series, I think it's her grandfather. She drives up there and the town reveals itself to her. If you enter the town won't let you leave unless you have completed whatever it thinks you need to complete there, unless it thinks that your time in the town is done. There's one point in the book when she tries to leave because she's like, what the f***? She tries to leave at one point and it won't let her. And I think she wrecked her car trying to get out. In the first book, there are these men, masked men, who have a curse that has been put on all of them. The reason they cover their faces is because if anyone sees their face, I'm gonna be really weird about explaining this, but if anybody sees their face, that person who looks at their face sees their biggest fear and then it kills them and they die. So no one can look at their face. Hence why they wear a mask, hence why they hide them. They're a group of witches that people try to stay away from. They are bad news. It was good. It was such a good read. let's continue it. Don't know what I'm getting into with this one because if I'm being completely honest, I don't remember if everything wrapped up in the first book or if it didn't. I don't remember. It's already coming back to me. The first book is already starting to come back to me because I read one of the, it's not even like a prequel, it's just a page at the beginning, and it says before you read. It says the Book of Danvers is the second book in the Tales of Weeping Hollow collection. This book can be read as a standalone, but for the best reading experience, it's recommended to read the books in the order they are published. Now I remember how everything wrapped up in the first book. In the last book, the curse was broken on the heathens, on the group, coven, individuals who couldn't show their faces and who had to be masked up because their faces would kill a person if someone saw it. That curse was broken. However, when the curse was broken, the monsters that were within all of these men, those monsters have now been let out and they are causing a fucking ruckus throughout the town. If you see these monsters throughout the town, the same thing that would happen if you saw one of those guys' faces previously will happen to you. You see your biggest fear and you die. So everybody in the town is just like kicking the can and dying. If you thought the curse could break without consequence, you were wrong. There's always a consequence, a balance. The shadows living inside those heathens' faces had to go somewhere, and the Moon Girl has been busy chasing their deadly trail for weeks. The Moon Girl is Fallon from the first book. We're spending 18 gruesome hours fighting the shadows. 5 spirit-like silhouettes released into our hidden coastal town after they left the heathens' faces. Some say they caused the blackout nights and the messing with time we've been experiencing lately. There is a completely new conflict and problem in this book, but it's basically the same problem that they were kind of having in the first book, but worse. Before we continue with today's video, I do want to quickly thank the sponsor, which is Rocket Money. Thank you, Rocket Money, for sponsoring today's video. I love your app so much. As most of you guys know, I have a premium subscription with Rocket Money. I've had it for about a year now. And you know what? Let's go into the Rocket Money app and let's start off by seeing how much I've spent this month, because that is how I track my spending every single month. $65. What did I buy? Groceries at Sprouts. That's it. Go me. Rocket Money is an all-in-one personal finance app that helps you cancel subscriptions, lower your bills, and just overall it helps you manage your money better. The reason why I got Rocket Money a year ago and decided to go with the premium membership was to track all of my monthly subscriptions and all of my bills in one place. Nowadays, I'm paying for different things different ways. Sometimes I'm paying with my debit card, sometimes I'm paying with my credit card, and I like being able to see all of my expenses in one place. Rocket Money is also where I set my monthly budgets. So I budget my rent in Rocket Money. I budget my groceries in there, how much money I'm gonna spend on my pets every month, which is too much. And Rocket Money is probably telling me it's too much, but I'm like, whatever. I like spending a lot of money on them. If you wanna save more money and spend less and just be overall more financially responsible, you can join the over 5 million members using Rocket Money today. You can go to rocketmoney.com/heathermclarry or click the link that will be in the description bar down below. Thank you, Rocket Money, for sponsoring today's video. I use your app every single day and I will probably never stop raving about it. Again, you can go to rocketmoney.com/heathermclarry or click the link in the description bar to get started with Rocket Money today for free. And now let's get back into the vlog. This girl did not just fucking say that to her sister. You must ruin everything good because a part of you is just like mom. This girl did not just fucking say that to her sister. I'm pissed. I'm like feeling angry. I miss Nicole's writing so much, and honestly I didn't even know that I would have missed it this much. It's so immersive, it's so detailed. While I'm reading this, I feel like I'm a little witch in a cottage by the sea. That's how I feel in my Texas home. I feel like I'm a little witch in the cottage by the sea. The FMC of the book has this has this connection with the sea. And hearing her explain, like, the sea, I don't know how else to say it other than that. It's just really cute. And it makes me want to go take a dip in the ocean. And I wouldn't even say I love the ocean or the beach or large bodies of water. Why is everybody's family pissing me off? Oh, hell no. This man is covering his face with a literal burlap sack. POVs from each character, because it's dual POV, they're set in different time frames. Zones? Not zones. Frames. At the moment. He's in like the 1850s, And she's set in 2020. I'm guessing they didn't really have masks then, because in Hollow Heathens, the book, all the guys with the curse on them, they wore like masks. I was envisioning this, you know, maybe on a special occasion this. But Stone the MMC having this curse way back when, he's wearing a dead ass burlap sack on his face. Part 2. Something just appeared on the shore. The sea pushed it to the shore. And I'm like, what the f? I walked along the snow-capped beach, stretching across the east end of Weeping Hollow, when about 30 feet down the shoreline, a strange object, partly wedged between rocks, bobbed in the shallow waters. I want to tell you what the object is so bad. Should I tell you? If you don't want to know, skip here. It's a coffin. Bitch, guess who's in the coffin? She opens the fucking coffin behind 2 holes. Or is this a fucking joke? Is this a joke? Behind 2 holes in a burlap sack. Or a pair of eyes sealed shut by frosted lashes. What the fuck? Not the sea bringing her man. Oh, I'm loving this. What a way to meet each other. I know who the MMC is. I am dumb. I know who the MMC is. Because he was definitely discussed in the first book. I know his story. I know who his mom is. Now I'm connecting everything in my brain. It's just taking me a little bit. God, it is going to be a shit show. If this is a shit show, and I just read Hollow Heathens last August, it's really going to be a shit show when I read Vow of Thieves. The only thing I really remember is that the 2 main characters were enemies to lovers in Dance of Thieves, and there was some point when they were on mules going to a far, far away land. Far, far away land? What the fuck? A distant kingdom? I have no fucking idea what I'm talking about. We'll deal with that later. Why is this a love triangle? And why do I not absolutely positively hate Cyrus, who is not, he is not in this art at the beginning of the book. It's Stone. It is very much Stone and Adora in this art. If I can freaking find it. Hello? That's not Cyrus. That's Stone and Adora. So why do I not hate this man? This other man. I don't. He is very much her best friend. He did do some well, he's not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. But also, Stone is the MMC, and their relationship is really cute. It's been a little, sorry for the bright flashing lights. Scooby-Doo is on my TV right now. I'm not turning it off, but you will see the reflection and potential flashing lights in my face. Stone is good too. I love Stone. He's kind of a goner right now. He's gonna come back around. I know he is. But now she's interacting with her husband-to-be, and I just, again, I don't hate him. Oh, no. I think I hate him. Ooh. I don't know how I feel about him. I know Stone's gonna be endgame, so I actually, can just go ahead and black this man out of my mind. But there's something about the way that Nicole is writing Cyrus as well, where it's actually really feeling like a love triangle. I kind of wish you wouldn't have put that art in the beginning, so I would have actually kind of been sitting here like, oh, what if, even though when you read this book, because you should read Hollow Heathens and you should read this book. You should. When you read this book and you find out what Cyrus has been knowing his entire life, that pissed me off. I swear if it ends the way it's seeming like it's gonna end, I'm gonna be really angry. I did not read 650 fucking pages for it to end the way that they're setting it up to end. Oh, I forgot to tell you something earlier. There is a part in this book where this certain witchy coven, when you get married, you have to like have sex in front of the coven, which is one giant what? No. That did have to happen earlier in this book. I was not filming when I was reading that. Man, I wish I would have. And I'm glad I didn't forget to tell you about that part, because my face the entire time that had happened, I was like, what? I only have like 5 more pages. If this ends the way she's setting it up to, I'm gonna be livid. No, I'm actually gonna be livid. What? Bitch, I was kind of hoping. Oh, damn it. No, I'm so sad. Oh, God. Oh, why am I sad? No, like, why do I feel crushed? If this ending happened, here's the thing. I would have to, like, move out of the town and get away and just, like, move across the country, like, go somewhere different and not be in this setting and in this place where I would see all these places and there would be all these memories attached. But they can't leave this town. I would go crazy. Cyrus, my man. Remember how I said I hated him? I don't actually hate him. I actually feel really sad for him at this moment. He did do like some questionable things earlier in the book. Just a little bit. But I think deep down he's a good guy. And I'm like actually really feeling for him right now. And I hope he ends up having a love story. Because come to find out, this is not the last book. They did resolve like the conflict that kind of happened. There was a continuation of conflict from the first book into this book. That conflict resolved in this one. So I was assuming, because that's what it was looking like was going to happen, that this was the last book. But apparently there's going to be a book for each heathen. I wonder what conflict they're going to start next, because everything resolved in this one. This is very much a story of 2 tortured souls. So if you're not someone who likes reading like a very poetic, deep, and tortured soul-esque romance, this probably won't be for you. Hollow Heathens, at least read that one if like the tortured soul thing isn't your vibe, because that one's not very much tortured soul. They have like their trauma and whatever, but Stone, Mr. MMC in this, tortured. I do wish it would have been like 100 pages shorter, but also the length of it added to like the depth of it, and it made me just like feel more connected by the end of it. Good book. Glad I finally read it. And now I think we're gonna move on to Vow of Thieves.
A formidable outlaw family that claims to be the first among nations. A son destined to lead, thrust suddenly into power. 3 fierce young women of Rattan, the Queen's premier guard. A legendary street... This is not explaining a plot. It's just giving you fun clues as to what was in the first book. I think I already told you guys this, but the only thing that I remember from the first book is that it's enemies to lovers, and the 2 main characters get kidnapped. I do remember them getting kidnapped and like falling out of the back of a wagon. Was it a wagon? We know how much I hate ChatGPT, even though I did use it for that one video. But I did have to resort to going to ChatGPT to ask, tell me about Dance of Thieves by Mary Pearson with spoilers. Delivered. Okay, I'm gonna read this real quick and then I'll give you a non-spoilery summary so you know as well kind of what I'm getting into with this one. Let me read this real quick. I'll be right back. I read the summary that ChatGPT gave me and I have a little bit of a concern. The thing is I understand what happened in the book. It's just been so long, so I am scared I'm going to read it and I'm not going to like pick it up. Which if that's the case, I might DNF it and then plan to restart Dance of Thieves sometime this month or sometime soon. Jace is a part of the Ballinger family. Cassie was sent to overthrow and kind of take down the Ballinger family. And she is working for this queen who wants to overthrow the Ballinger family. And I feel like Cassie was definitely being manipulated by that lady. She ends up falling in love with Jace and very much enemies to lovers because she's there to like destroy his family. In Vow of Thieves, they're still trying to defeat the queen. The queen is still the conflict and the problem. That's what I'm getting at. I have no idea what's happening in this book. I can't read this. I don't know what's happening. I don't know. They're mentioning people's names and I have literally not a clue who they are. I only got 35 pages in. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to start the series over. I don't think I'm emotionally ready for this, but this is kind of my only book option at the moment because I don't have the brain capacity to go through all of my books and go through all of my Goodreads to see what book series I'm in the middle of. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start this and then we'll figure out another book because I'll probably read another book for this video after this one's done. One Last Rainy Day. This is not necessarily the fourth book in the Ravenhood series. It's just an additional book from the Ravenhood series. And I believe the entire book, this is the first in a spin-off series. I'm pretty sure this is just a book from Dominic's point of view. He's a character in the Ravenhood series, plays a very important and vital role, is a little bit of an MMC for a moment there, but not really. That girl gets with everybody, let's be real, but we love her. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is just a book from his point of view. And it's gonna wreck me because I love Dominic. I loved him so much. I was thinking about naming a future pet Dominic for a while there. I probably will never have a boy animal. This is a girl household. But I remember putting Dominic in my notes app as like a potential animal name, which honestly isn't a great name because what am I going to call them for short? Dom? That's not great. I don't have a baby names notes. I just have a animal names notes. I don't think I want kids. Whoa. Okay, deep.
Kate Stewart. You. Love you. Fuck you. Because I'm reading this book. There's really not much I can say if you haven't read the Ravenhood series, okay? Like, if you've read it, you know why I can't say much about this book at all to you guys. I'm reading it, and then I remember one very important detail. I'm reading this book from Dom's point of view, and then all of a sudden, I'm having a good time. And then all of a sudden, that one fucking detail comes to the forefront of my brain, and I'm just like, why am I doing this to myself? I normally don't like books that are from a point of view that is the same timeline as a previous book at all. That's just not something I tend to care about. I normally don't give a fuck. I give a fuck. I give too big of a fuck, actually. I just love Dom. There's something about his character where I'm just like, oh, my baby. My baby. My literal baby. I love him so much. He's such an ass. Like, there's so many scenes so far in the book where I'm like, Dom, tone it down and quit being an asshole. And then it jumps to like the next chapter and it's a different scene and I'm just like, it's okay. Everything's gonna be okay. He's such an asshole, but he cares for people. It's like he's an asshole when he needs to be. He's an asshole when he needs to be. The biggest thing that I loved about the Ravenhood series was their little underground secret, I wouldn't necessarily call it a secret society, but their secret kind of like club. Not gang, but something just like kind of underground. Little club. They took care of their people. They took care of their town. They were continually trying to take down these big, awful people, big, awful, wealthy people, to help people in their community that needed it. We're seeing a continuation of that in this book, of Dom helping his community and helping those who genuinely need the help, and being an asshole to help those who need the help. And I love him for it. And he's beating the shit out of people, and I'm like, bitch, I didn't see nothing. And if I saw this equivalent happening in the real world, I'm blind. Suddenly I'm blind. I'm not seeing anything. Wrapping my fingers around his neck, I used the leverage to swat him out of the way. Because this man was bothering her at the gas station. Get in the car.
To leave my house because I was just sitting there reading this book and I was like, I gotta get out of my house. I gotta get out of my house. And now, as the tears are literally forming in my eye for the 10,000th time, I have to go back to my house because I'm getting to a place in the book where it's about to get even more emotional. I purposefully did not wear mascara today because I knew I was going to be reading this book and trying to finish it today, and I was like, I'm going to cry my fucking eyes out. This is not, like, I'm actually so concerned for my well-being tonight. I posted this picture on Instagram, and I said, this is where I need to be after I finish this book, and I'm so serious. I'm going to need to find a padded room stat. You're going to see me in grippy socks. Stat. So, my heart is going to be shattered again. I'm gonna cry my fucking eyes out! This is not good.
I'm like shaking, and I have been shaking for the past like 30 pages. I'm shaking reading this book. Listen, if you haven't read this book before, what I'm about to say, she's not dead. She's not dead, okay? Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. He says, but her eyes won't open for me because they're no longer mine to lose myself in. She's not dead. If you haven't read this book, she's not dead. Oh my god. Oh my god, I actually can't. My nose is like, you know when you are about to cry and you can't breathe? I can't breathe! No more escape, no more fire, and water to drown out the noise. No more flame, no more rain, no longer mine. Oh, I can't. Like, I actually can't. I actually can't. This is the worst thing ever. I don't even have words. Like, the worst thing ever doesn't even make sense. I'm just like, I don't have words. I just don't. Oh my god. Oh my god. No more rain. I'm not even to like the really, really bad part yet. It just gets worse from here. Oh my god. I can't do this. No. Oh my god. What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh my god, what the f is wrong with you, Kate? No, actually. I just read that. I can't believe I just read that. Guys, I feel so fucking numb. I feel my body going into literal self-preservation mode, numbing me from what I just read. That's how much this character affects me. The morning birds. Whoa. 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 The morning birds begin to sing as if our whole world didn't just fucking stop. Bitch, it was Danny! I don't even know Danny! I don't even know Danny! And like, why am I gonna cry for Danny? Now it's from Tyler's point of view. Kate, we need to have a stern talking with Kate. She can't get away with this. I feel like my breath is getting taken away. This is, if you think I'm being dramatic, I wish I was being dramatic. This is just too much for me.
So it's been 3 days since I finished One Last Rainy Day, and I cannot get myself to read anything. So I think we're gonna cut the video here. That book emotionally wrecked me so bad, I'm about to send Kate Stewart my therapy bill. I'm about to send her my therapy bill. It's a 5-star book for me. I can't stop thinking about it. I feel sick to my stomach, and I know when I watch back the footage that I recorded for this video, I'm gonna be like, damn, Heather, you were so dramatic. But here's the thing. All valid reactions. One Last Rainy Day ruined me as a person. It ruined me. I can't read anything. I'm not even in a slump. I just can't even fathom reading about new characters because Dom is just ingrained in me now. I feel sick. I can't say that word because it'll spoil some things, but I'm not doing well. Love you guys so much. Thanks for watching this video. I wish I would have included another book in this video, but you know what? That's just how it is. I'll have a couple more videos like this coming soon, continuing book series, so I can get through some more book series February, March, and April, because that's the new plan. Love you guys so much, and I will see you guys next week.